Hello lovelies and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be discussing dating lessons all women can take away from Slavic women. Firstly, as a disclaimer, this video is just a generalization of cultural standards. Of course there are outliers, so please don't get offended, but let's get right into it. When we think of Slavic women, probably the number one stereotype that comes to your mind is the typical slim body, long hair, high heels, and always overdressed with a full face of glam makeup woman. There's so much truth to this stereotype. Something that we as Westerners can definitely learn from Slavic women is always putting effort into our appearance and looking polished wherever we go. One thing I admire about Eastern European women is that they're not ashamed to do whatever it takes to be beautiful. You would never see a Slavic woman at the grocery store in her pajamas, greasy hair, and flip-flops on. They would never step out of the house looking like a mess. However, for American women, this is extremely common. It's normal to see women walking around, their hair in a bun, no makeup on, and baggy clothing. Slavic girls know how shallow men are. They know that for a man to even begin to be interested in you as a person, he first has to like what he sees on the outside. They understand that a man must be attracted to you in order for him to approach you or even potentially want to get to know you. You could be the most beautiful woman on the inside, but if you're not taking the time to look well put together, it won't matter to men. Now, I'm not trying to hurt any feelings here, but this is just the truth of the matter. Men are very visual creatures, and if they're not physically attracted to you, they won't be interested in getting to know you any further. How many times have you left your house looking like you just woke up and you ran into someone you knew or you saw an attractive stranger and wished that morning you actually took the time to make yourself presentable? Slavic women don't run into this problem because they know that they can meet a potential man anywhere, so they always are prepared. The second lesson we can learn from Slavic women is being unapologetically straightforward when it comes to dating. Eastern European women are known to be very honest and direct in their opinions, expectations, and desires when it comes to relationships. This gives them the reputation that they're cold and unsympathetic, but really it's just that they don't sugarcoat things and they aren't afraid to express their high standards. Conversely, the majority of Western women are very scared of confrontation, and so they find it very difficult to be straightforward with their expectations and needs right off the bat. For example, even little things they're hesitant to speak out about. I know girls who they could be lactose intolerant and get asked on an ice cream date and agree to go without the thought of ever asking the man to go somewhere else, crossing their minds because they are just that reluctant to speak up. This is a huge problem in Western dating culture, especially when it comes to more serious topics like finances and children. We don't voice how we really feel and just nod along with whatever the man decides. Eastern European women are not afraid to say it how it is and tell you no thank you if you don't fit their standards of what they want in a man. They know they can always find another one who will meet their expectations. They hold this invincible confidence and know exactly what they want. But a lot of American women really beat around the bush and have a hard time being honest, especially in the beginning, which only spirals and gets worse and worse as the relationship goes on. This is the root of a lot of misconceptions in Western relationships because many Western women seem to have an extremely hard time voicing their true opinions. So ladies, please, next time you start to find yourself misconstruing or lowering your standards for a guy you fancy, stop and think to yourself, how would a Slavic girl handle this? The next lesson we can learn from Slavic women is that by default, they already expect princess treatment from any man that they're seeing. They expect romantic gestures like flowers, men picking and dropping them off for dates, men opening doors for them, pulling their chair out at dinner, and paying for all the dates. But if you know much about Eastern European history or culture, then you may know that Eastern European women have been in the workforce and have had access to education since the beginning of the Soviet Union. So these women are smart, hardworking, and they make their own money. But even so, they still expect their men to be providers. Even the most successful Eastern European women would still never agree to a modern 50-50 relationship. They just believe that it's the man's job to take care of and court the woman. They don't let society, unlike here in the West, shame them and tell them that, oh, you make your own money, you're an independent woman, you can pay for yourself. They would never settle for something so outrageous. They're upfront about the fact that money is important to them and they like a man who can provide. If they see that the man doesn't have this provider mindset, they have no problem telling him to kick rocks rather than agreeing to compromise and have a 50-50 relationship. They don't care about people's opinions or the stereotype of being labeled a gold digger. They just know what they want and they won't settle for someone who can't give that to them. Personally, I know a lot of Eastern European women who choose to work, but their husband is the one who's responsible for paying all of the bills, and the money that the wives make is more of disposable income, and they have the freedom to spend it on whatever they want. Unlike in the West, where women are solely working to pay bills while simultaneously being married. The fourth lesson we can use is the standards that they have for their men. These women expect their men to be manly men. They want men who can lift heavy things, fix appliances when they break, and be able to withstand harsh circumstances. You would never see an Eastern European girl on the side of the road replacing her flat tire or jump starting her car. No, she would call her boyfriend or husband and have him come fix it for her. Western women have more of this attitude that if a man can do it, I can too. Western men really aren't challenged by their women in the same way that Eastern men are, because Western women take it upon themselves to just fix things or lift heavy things by themselves. I cannot tell you how many times I've seen this in America. The wife mowing the lawn. Eastern European girls would probably faint if they saw something like this. They want a man who's handy, he knows how to fix things, he's going to tell her, don't worry, I got this, I can fix this for you, rather than letting her exert her energy on manual tasks that are dangerous and she could hurt herself. Now, they also don't tolerate disrespect from their men. Yes, they want a masculine man, but that does not mean violent or aggressive by any means. If the man is mistreating them, yelling at them, or disrespecting them in any type of way, they're ready to get up and leave at the snap of a finger. They just simply know that there's always another man out there who can meet their standards. They would never stay in the toxic relationship dynamic. The final lesson that we can take away from Eastern European women is that their resting state is naturally in their feminine. They rarely have to exert masculine energy when it comes to dating. They have a beautiful balance between light and dark femininity, where they're extremely ladylike, well-poised, and beautiful, but they're still not afraid to be straightforward and honest. They have high demands and expectations, but they don't express it in an aggressive way. They just observe their target, and if he isn't exhibiting the type of mindset that they want, it's a simple no thank you, and they just move on. These women would never take on the pursuer role. They leave that to the man. They have this confidence where they don't feel the need to chase men or settle for the first guy who compliments them. Whereas here in the West, it's actually really quite common for women to make the first move or be the first to approach men. This is extremely masculine behavior, which is why Eastern Europeans would never do something like that. I really love the high standards that Slavic women have and how they would never let anyone shame them into lowering them. So, next time you're upset about that F-boy who can't give you 30 seconds out of his day to message you back, remember the attitudes and standards of Slavic girls and start to implement them. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video and want to continue your journey with us, please make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell.